Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my two hosts in the building, Donovan Sadiq, Demetri K, and I am the 5-star general. Say they done let me back up in the H, and I've been cutting up since I got off the plane, dog. You know how I do. But we going in today. The mayor went to bat for HPD this morning. So I think it's time we knock it out the park on his ass. So y'all get ready. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I'm glad I'm back in the H because I'm back in the town where it go down. And I've been cutting up since I got off the plane, man. Ain't gonna be cutting up until they put me out there. So, you know, it is what it is, man. It's good to be back with my folk. Good to hear the intro again, because we ain't heard the intro in a while, baby. So I want you to get a seatbelt, because tonight we gonna go in. I sent my good friends some information about that Hardin Street raid. That Hardin Street raid where those two innocent white people got killed by the Houston Police Department, Crooked Officer Gerald Goins, along with Officer Steve Bryant. And when they read it, they were just blown away. They were blown away with what they read. They were blown away with the YouTubes that I sent them. And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to talk about it tonight, because if you didn't watch this morning, I was at City Hall. Went down there to support a good council member, Letitia Plummer, who had some great ideas on how to transform this old crooked-ass police department that we got up in Houston. But before she could walk in the building, they had already backdoored her. How do you put up that many amendments and you don't even get a second on none of the amendments from 15 other council members? Simple. They stacked the deck on her before she walked in the door. Mr. Mayor did it. It's what it is. We're going to talk about all that tonight. I'm going to turn this over to the ladies. What it do, Demetri?
So hello there, everybody. Hope all is well with you. And I am just learning a little bit more about what's going on with Houston PD. And I didn't get a chance to look at the council meeting because I was doing other stuff, but Gary kind of filled me in. I guess we'll learn a little bit more tonight. But it sounds like they voted to do more of the same, because I know you were talking about the $11 million that was kind of just there. It's allegedly could be a slush fund. And so now it seems like they found a use for it. And that sounds like they're going to hire more police officers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the plan, to hire more police officers. But we got 60 police agencies around us.
Now, how are they? It seems a little tone deaf, especially with everything that's going on in the country, with people calling for police departments all over the country to be defunded. And it sounds like they are actually going the opposite direction. And it also sounds like they are in lockstep with Joe Biden. Joe Biden not only is against the defunding of police departments, but it sounds like he wants to allocate about $300 million to police forces all over the nation. And so how did they get that one wrong? What's going on?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I used to know old gangster. He was a Crip. He said he was a 5-deuce Hoover Crip. And one day I told him he was a 2-5 Hoover Crip. He say, man, you disrespecting me. I say, you the one that's ass backwards. City government in Houston is ass backwards. Point blank. You don't need more cops. You need more resources. We've tried to tell them this 1,000 times. But you have to understand where they get their money from. When they running for election, you know, their money come from the affluent neighborhoods. They feel like they need more cops, so they're going to go get more cops. The number of cops is not the problem. It's what the hell the cops are doing. That's the problem. It's not the number of cops. We got more than enough cops. So if you had 60,000 people at a march, didn't you control them 60,000? What you need more cops for? See, we got to figure out how they use these systems to line their pockets. I don't have to figure it out. I already know. That's why they won't bother me. They won't take. I really feel, Donovan and Demetri, I will never be a revolutionary until I go to jail. And they won't take me because they know I know what they doing. The mayor's a punk, and today's city council got punked by the punk.
Well, you know, my thing is, okay, they want to bring in more officers. Are they including the reserve officers that, you know, go through this injustice training? And, you know, it just seems to me, the more cops you have, the more problems you guys are going to have down there.
Man, these people, before we got the DA that we got now, Kim, it was over 320 police shootings, no true bills. So for those out there in TV land, what's a true bill? That means they indicted them. So 320 times in a row, no cops got indicted. Since Kim has been in office, we've had 44 of them to have to go stand in that courtroom. So now I'm going to make y'all understand it. The mayor then got in bed with the police chief. They both in bed with the police union. And these Democrats are going to quietly behind the scenes support a Republican candidate so that they can steal the money. They're gonna support a Republican candidate against a Democratic DA so that they can get in there and let these cops do what they want to do and steal the money. The Gerald Goins case, which we're going to discuss tonight, I guarantee you if we end up with another DA that's not Kim, that case is going to go out the window.
You know, earlier today, I'm sorry, Demetri, earlier today, the top cop in Minneapolis said that, you know, he's not leaving the people behind. Now, this is what I don't understand. If you and I and everybody out there, we get fired or they disband our section of the workforce, we're out of work. This cop is saying, you know, they just voted, I guess, they're going to get rid of the police department and rebuild it like they did in Camden, New Jersey. He's saying, I ain't going. I'm not leaving y'all behind. So where's the power? The legislation, the council there has said, you guys are done. You guys are out of here. But the police chief is like, oh, I'm not going. I'm not leaving the people behind. The people have already decided. So who's in charge here?
Let me check this lady, Betsy Carthen Woodard. I called Turner a punk, and I meant what I said. Now, where you from, a punk might be about sexuality. Where I'm from, a punk is just a sucker. So if you got a problem with me calling your incompetent black mayor a punk, find you another show to watch. Because what this man is doing to this city, I've never seen it done in some of the most corrupt cities in the country. I've never seen it done. And y'all don't understand how unsafe this situation is when you have cops that are not going to be held accountable at all. All this old executive order foolishness this dude talking about, that executive order go out the window when the sun go down. Drive around and let one of them pull you over at night, you're going to find out. So maybe you need to find you another show to watch, baby, because I'm going to call a spade every day.
So back to Donovan's question. What was your question again, Donovan?
Well, you know, my question was, who's in charge? If I'm the city council and the mayor, we're talking about Minneapolis, what just happened today, real quick. If we decide that we're going to disband the police department, how are you as a policeman sitting there saying you're not going? I just fired you. So who's in charge?
Whoever giving the campaign money.
Well, you know, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news where I think it's New York. where a bunch of police officers, along with the union, I guess, are mad because people are likening them to animals and bad people and things like that. So when you have that type of situation go on, I mean, you have, you know, all these, I don't know if you also saw the video of them, where was it, Philadelphia or somewhere, I can't remember where it was, where they were applauding the police officers that were fired after they came back, I guess, from their hearing. They're all applauding them. We're behind you 100%. So I think that's how they're able to have that attitude. I'm not going anywhere, because you have a very powerful police union who is backing everything they do, including pushing 75-year-old men over on video. Now, a lot of them say, well, we don't agree with what happened in Minneapolis, but maybe you didn't agree with that incident, but you agreed with all the other incidents. And then for the police union in New York to talk about how dare you guys call us animals and we're not animals, you know, maybe you should have taken that attitude when you guys choked out Eric Garner. You did the same thing to him that was done to George Floyd. And so that's how they have that attitude. They got a mighty force. For one, they got the President Trump behind them. They have Joe Biden behind them, whether you Democrats like it or not. Joe Biden is for the police. He's not for defunding the police. He wants to add upwards of $300 million more to funding the police. In fact, which, like I said, is in direct opposition to most of the people in his party and a lot of people in America. And so that's how they are able to have that attitude. They got a lot of people, a lot of powerful people behind them. I was watching, it's the video that you sent me, Gary Goings, I guess it was, or somebody. Texas paid, it was the man who got beat up in his driveway, the black man that got beat up in his driveway. The city of Houston paid his family $200,000. So they're paying all of this money and keeping these rogue cops on the force. So that's why they have that attitude. I'm not going anywhere. Who gonna make me?
Some of these people that make the idiotic comments and support them people that's doing that, it's not their fault. They live in a bubble. They live in an affluent part of town where nothing really happens. They don't get to see their 5 or 6 patrol cars every day. So honestly, they think that it's really not that bad on their side of town. I don't know what they're talking about. But at the end of the day, why don't you come take a ride over here? First of all, when you come to my side of town and you're white, they're going to pull you over. They're going to think you're trying to buy some drugs. You're going to get profiled. And they're going to handle you real bad. See, we got to deal with that every single day, man. And the people that don't get it, Demetria, is because they live in a bubble and they have not seen this side of the mountaintop.
Right. And did you notice that union rep from New York City didn't have one black guy behind him or person of color? They're all white guys. All white guys.
Hey. All white guys. Yeah, I'm what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna woosah for a minute.
Please.
Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. You Yates Negroes don't pay my bills. Period. You don't. Get somewhere. I'm a woosah. Do what you do. But I really want y'all to understand something. Donovan, I don't know if I remember telling Donovan, but I told Demetria what I was doing in Minneapolis. You motherfuckers owe me y'all life down here, man. Get your mind right. I'm a woosah for a minute.
Absolutely. Alana says the Klan has infiltrated the police departments. Absolutely right. But they get their training in the military. Then they come out after their 4 to 6 year stint. Then they get hired immediately through the military, because most of your military police enforcement guys are mostly white guys. Now, there's a difference between security forces and the law enforcement division of a military brigade. Usually, the law enforcement division is always majority white. That's just how it's going to be. But it's crazy. We're living in some crazy times. And like I said, the documents that I saw that the 5 stars sent, and I read those things, this is some shit out of New Jack City or New York undercover. I mean, that's how shocking it was.
Yeah, but again, like what's new? What's new? And I'd like to also add that Alana, as I always say, the KKK, they did not infiltrate the police department. The police department infiltrated the KKK. That is who the police department is. They are the KKK. That is how they came about in the United States of America. Patty rollers, slave patrol, all of that, and nothing has changed even in 2020. So they are the KKK, and the black people who serve on the force, they are just doing the master's bidding. That's it. They're a tool of white supremacy.
I'll speak now.
Okay.
I'm supposed to come on this show, and you're supposed to come on, and we're supposed to bash the KKK, and we're supposed to bash anybody that's not black. The people that have clearly put our lives in danger are black elected council members. So you want me to be positive and bring you the facts, baby? I'm going to bring you the facts right now. I keep something up my sleeve. Hold on a second, y'all. Where my man at right here? So I'm going to tell you what happened to Letitia this morning. I'm going to tell y'all what happened. That before she walked in the room, they had already backdoored her. It wasn't the white ones that backdoored her. You can't expect for the white folk. I keep telling y'all, you want something from the white folk, the liberals, the Republicans, they're not obligated to give it to you. So what I'm going to do, I got to make sure I cover this name. Can y'all see that? What that is surveillance of every car and think about it. I'm in Minneapolis, right? Last Friday, this is all the black council members' cars. They're parked in their slots with their names on it. The problem with it is, it was an illegal meeting that was had, called by your mayor. He did not invite the white council members. Letitia Plummer did not attend the meeting because she knew the meeting was illegal. So anytime you want to discuss city business outside of the boardrooms, you just violated the Open Meeting Act, because it should have been a public meeting that any one of us could have went to. So baby, you want the facts? Your mayor went into a private meeting, violated the law, stacked the deck on Tish so that you couldn't be safe from these raggedy police. So where did I get them pictures from? Same parking garage. They sitting right next to each other. Y'all got y'all eyes closed. Don't never try to have sex with your eyes closed. You might miss your mark. Please open your eyes so you can see where you're going. And I need y'all to open y'all eyes, because in this political sexual game, you are the one that's getting screwed. So what he did this morning before she walked in, it was already predetermined. People say, well, they normally have meetings before the meetings. We know that. You can do that over the phone. But when you purposely allow them to come into city council, what happened to social distancing, old clown ass mayor? What happened to that? So now let me see what we can do. Well, since one person decided to check me on how I need to conduct myself and come with the facts, I'm not going to do a goddamn thing. I'm going to let you be unsafe, and I'm going to let them bust your head open if they catch you slipping. See, you ain't figured it out yet. You ain't the smart one in the room. I am. And I got all the dirt on these people. So can y'all tell me, have you ever heard of a city council that just has meetings with only black city council members?
It does seem rather odd, but what I want to know is, and I'm not really for sure who you're talking to. Betsy, I think her name was. Is that who you're referring to? Now that she has the information, what is she gonna do about it? I mean, I don't know if she lives.
She ain't gonna do a goddamn thing.
I mean, I'm just saying you gave her the information, so it doesn't change.
Let me tell you why she ain't gonna do nothing, mama. Because that means if you do it, you're gonna be probably on the news. Everybody gonna know what you did. You gonna be walking around like you're scared and shame. You ain't gonna do it. Lead us to the experts. I walk in shit every day and don't care, but I do it for all of y'all. But you just asked the question, what is she gonna do? I'm waiting for her to respond. What you gonna do, baby? You got the information. Can you get them charges filed? Because this is the type of thing that they do all over the country. This is why we can't get anything done. Oh, well, the white ones voted it down too. They were supposed to. But the black ones, none of them, not even a second on any amendment. And you don't think that's strange? They stacked the deck on her. That's why he was so rough and arrogant with her this morning. That's why they had their chest poked out this morning. So what happens to Tish now? Is she just an outsider on city council? So if you love Letitia Plummer, are you willing to stand up for her? Because they're going to treat her like garbage now that she went to war for us. I'm willing to go to war for her. If you ain't willing to go to war, ma'am, if you can't answer these questions we've been asking you, you finna get deleted. See, because this is what you have to do. So they violated the law, Dimitri. We know that for a fact. They violated the law. You feel what I'm saying? And then there's other things going on. But nobody wants to believe that it's their own black Democratic officials that are screwing them.
That's a lot to take in, but the facts are the facts. But you know, are those people are the people, like you said, gonna stand behind Mrs. Plummer, or are they going to do what they usually do and stand behind the people who mean them absolutely no good?
They ain't gonna do a goddamn thing.
Well, the funny thing is, Dimitri, remember we had the same thing going on here. Now, for those of you guys in Houston, you guys have a lot of problems down there. Lord knows you guys got a lot of problems down there. You guys are the 4th largest city in the United States. The biggest FBI bribe of a public official, though, happened in my city. Okay? I used to say this to Dimitri all the time. If you guys have nothing to do and you really want to go out, but you don't have a lot of money, go to a city council meeting. Go to a city council meeting, because it is clowning and cooning and whatever else is going on. Dimitri went, to my city's council meeting, and it was jaw dropping. It was jaw dropping. But we had these people that got their hands caught in the kitty jar, and my town is mostly Hispanic, so all the Hispanics are on the take up here that are on city council. The one black girl that's on the council now, she a hoe, she a political hoe. So, she takes the money from the developer. I mean, we have nothing but major corruption. And like I said, I was watching a little bit what happened to you guys down there. It's all over the country. And until we get involved and start, in our politics and start getting rid of these folks. I mean, Dimitri, remember, we had old generation fail people talking about Ito's such a great guy. They were up there cheering him and didn't even know what this guy was really about, because he gave out a few tri-tip dinners. Was it? Yeah, so, man, you guys got problems. The biggest FBI bribe of a public official happened in my city, and my city is only 200,000 people.
I'm gonna tell you this
$3.2 million.
I'm a very patient dude. I remember there was this girl in high school. I wanted to talk to her. And looked like every time I tried, she always had a boyfriend. So I didn't want to be disrespectful. So I said, I'm going to wait till she's single. We were 16, 17 years old. At 43, she became single, and I still got her because I was patient. Y'all around here kissing Turner's ass, all you black elected officials, we some patient dudes, bro. Because I promise you, them people gonna knock on their door. You could take that to the bank. Because ain't no way in hell that Ray Nagin went to the federal penitentiary and Sylvester Turner ain't gonna go. So you can kiss his behind, you can rock with your mail because he can do the Cupid shuffle. He'll be doing it in cell block 9.
So what's the next move?
Well, the next move is I want to have some fun, but I've decided because that lady said what she said, I'm not gonna do it. I got the information on a full-fledged sex scandal on council member Edward Pollard. Full-fledged. You know I keep some tricks up my sleeves. Hold on a second. Let's go check something. See, cause y'all around here just running with the enemy and not caring what go on. Hold on. Here's the deal. Mr. Pollard had a sexual issue. Now I'm gonna say this, and this is my thing. I bet you he don't sue me. Ed, be careful. I want you to be careful, brother. So that say your name at the top of those texts. Be careful, brother. I don't want you to sue me now, but if you sue me, you can get this bill because I ain't got nothing else. You ain't gonna sue me, boy. You're gonna sit your $5 ass down. That's what you're gonna do. Mr. Pollard had a sexual issue. I had a young lady that was running for elected office, and I was gonna help her with the campaign. And had the body of a goddess. Boy, you women would kill for that body, man. Whoa, I can show you a picture where the mayor couldn't take his eyes off them big old ditties. I can show you a picture. That night there, I knew he was all man when he was looking at her. Well, anyway, I guess Mr. Pollard became infatuated with this person and ended up knocking her down several times. Several times. Pornographic style. What I mean by that, in parking lots, empty parking lots, not in garages, but empty parking lots. And she messed around and recorded it. Then she wanted some money out the deal. So guess who they call? I am your Olivia Pope. You know, I keep some tricks up my sleeves. See, when you around here, you playing with these people, you got to play them just as dirty as they play you. Hold on a second. And I'm only show you one text. It was the day after the election. No, it was actually election day. November 4th, 6:11 p.m. I think it was either the day or the day after. Let me see if I can get that to you. Okay, let's see. Can you see that? Ed, we have an agreement for election day when you want to settle up. You gave me half my money and you owed me the other half to make your little problem go away. And Demetra, can I ask you the dumbest question in the world right now? Does Edward Pollard sit on city council? I can't hear you.
I guess so.
You owe me your life, boy. Because not only was your political career over, your marriage was too. You decided to do what you did to Tish today, And I don't give a damn if your marriage failed. You're a freak. You're a Democratic freak. And you need to be recalled. Now watch this. I bet you won't sue me. Because if you sue me, then I have the right to prove that I ain't lying. Bring it. Want some of this, you're going to have to bring some. Demetri, you look a little dumbfounded. This is what's going on in Houston. We don't have time to keep us safe because we some Democratic freaks.
Yikes. I don't even know if I want to get involved in that. That sounds a little bit too salacious for me. I mean, I like some stuff freaky every now and again, but damn. That's a little bit of my pay grade.
I mean, my thing is this here. They screwed Tish today, and I'm going to screw them. At least, if you're going to do it to her, do it in a manner where it don't hurt that bad. But the way that they did her today, it's only right I do them. So let's talk about the chief. Do you want me to talk about him, or do you really want him on the show?
Is he going to come after all?
Because if we get to do an open records request and see how many sexual allegations he got against him, he might not show up. You a freak. You a police freak.
Needless to say, he ain't coming.
You want me to keep going? They got police freaks everywhere. Your school district failing. Let's talk about the freaks of the industry. The school district is failing because you're second in command of the police department. You couldn't keep your legs closed. You was too busy screwing the COO. Man, y'all want me to get off this? Because I've been told everybody's sexual business on this show. So ask yourself one question. But ask yourself one question, Ms. Demetri. I can come on here, I can say it. I can get on the news, I can say it. Why ain't nobody never sued me?
Well, they can't sue you if it's not a lie. Because isn't that funny though, Demetria? When I was doing the same stuff and I was dropping bombs on our city council here, oh, we gonna sue you? Nobody has sued me in 6 years because I get the documents, and that's how you got to do it. You get a records request, get whatever proof you need, and go at it. Just go at it.
You know how easy it is to get me out this game, mama. I made a promise, and I'm talking to a cop the other day. He said, you always made that promise that if you could ever prove me to be a lie, I'll walk away from this game. When I say it, I ain't doing hearsay. I know it. It was one of them out there so bad one day. I told I need you to come to me. Matter of fact, working City Hall right now. Was a school board trustee. Say, man, you better want to come over here to the meeting, man. Oh, I'm not coming. Why, you got them same pink panties on you had on last night at the motel? What you talking about? Only you know if you had on pink panties last night. 30 minutes later, she was at the meeting.
Let me ask you a question, Gary. Why do you think Pollard, is that his name, called your bluff?
He actually didn't call my bluff. The mayor be punking them. I want people to understand that. See, if you watched it today, because you didn't have a chance to watch it all, they hit a spot where he told Tish, you either let this go or I'm going to just throw it up out of here. He punks them. He punks them. If I was a actual city council person, I'd have asked him just respectfully, Mr. Mayor, is your thrower not working? because you're going to have to throw it out. You represent the people. And I really think that Tish did not lose today. What she did is she showed the world that the other 15 members of the council don't give a damn about your public safety, whether you black or white. They only care about their political interests. So to me, she my shero today. I love my city council member. The rest of y'all, in my Ice Cube voice, fuck all y'all.
15 city council members sounds like a lot.
Well, remember, they're the fourth biggest city.
A whole bunch of crooks in one room.
Right. And this is why, you people, you got to get involved, because what if the 5-star decides to, get on his tank and just ride the sunset and go, who's going to step up? You got to step up.
You want me singing for you slow? They ain't going to do a goddamn thing.
Look, I'm going to show you how bad it is, okay? My city, the biggest FBI bribe in its history happened here. Our school board was so bad, Demetra, back me up on this, was so bad, we had a pimp and a panderer on our school board. Pimp and a pander.
Bruh,
pimping 15 and 14-year-old girls.
You got hoes working City Hall, drug addicts, freaks. That motherfucker ain't nothing but a hoe house. That's all it is up there. And you got the biggest hoe in the world running the building. And that's how I feel. I mean, the sad part about it is, I don't know how they're going to sleep tonight knowing that you lied to George's family. You going to teach them de-escalation tactics? What's that? Well, just don't hit them with the baton. Hit them with the taser. You let George down. But the real work for George wasn't going to start till the day anyway. The reality show is over. The dudes with the boots on the ground in every city in America know what they got to do. It's time for us to go to work, man. And you internet soldiers, man, do what you do. Cuss us out on the internet and keep it moving. Because it's going to take some soldiers to get out here and make these people transform. And I can guarantee you this here. I'm just the messenger. I say things some days, people like, that's not going to happen. And then everything I say normally happens. God told me to tell you. You don't want to listen. So it's going to happen. I told you 4 years ago what was going to happen to your school system. And everything I said happened. I'm steady telling you what's going to happen here. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You really want to know what's going to happen, Demetri? This is what's going to happen. All 4 of them boys ain't going to get indicted. And the immortal words of Pac, they going to burn this whole goddamn country down. You better be careful what you wish for. So the question is, and that's a big thing. I saw my man Black Lives Matter, and I give respect where respect is due. Me and Ashton don't see eye to eye every day from Black Lives Matter, but he frontlining right now. But you know what I do? That ain't my thing. So I just line up behind him. I don't come and try to take over something that ain't my forte. You feel what I'm saying? I took my instructions from him today. You see? So the thing is if we keep playing with this here, if you thought it was bad 2 weeks ago, you gonna think the pandemic didn't hit again the way they're gonna be shutting everything down in the US? And I can promise you this. You gonna have to get Trump in. Because he realistically gonna have to bring the military in. Because ain't nobody gonna put up for them dudes not being indicted. So we can play with this justice reform, we can play with it. But the chicken's gonna come home to roost when it's all said and done.
The cop, one of the 4 police officers that was a rookie, he actually made bail not too long ago. His family had, I guess, a fundraiser or GoFundMe type of thing. It wasn't GoFundMe, but something like that. that helped raise his bail money up to the tune of $750,000. So he is now out. But they were also saying with him, he came from a police department and he had a past there as well. So they said it was his fourth shift when he encountered George Floyd and participated in his murder. But back to your point about them saying, you know, they want to spend money and resources on de-escalation tactics. We know that does not work. How are you going to de-escalate racism? Because that's what most of these killings are rooted in. It's rooted in racism. That's who they are. So it's just all, you know, blowing smoke, really. Oh, we're going to teach people how not to be racist and kill you. We know that's impossible. It's a lie. They're not, because I mean, why do you need to spend extra money to do that? It seems like something that you should already be incorporating in the training. It's not something as like an afterthought. Well, second thought, let's go ahead and spend some more money on teaching these people who are these police officers who are killing people, you know, how to bring it down, how to woo-saw. Why do you need to spend millions of dollars on that?
I'm gonna tell you like this here, man. There's some folk need to be uncomfortable right now. Ain't like I told them this morning, ain't no sense of coming up here, man. It's time to go to these people's highs, man. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all folk make it, man. Just cause that woman ran her mouth first, I'm gonna let them make it. I'm gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna notify HPD that I'm finna start doing one-man protests in front of every city council member house at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what I'm gonna do. If you want to join me, come hang out with me. And we're gonna start with Dr. Shabazz. Because I'm not scared. You got to make these people just as uncomfortable as we are.
I don't know if I want somebody standing outside of my house at 3 o'clock in the morning. I might want to hear what they're saying during working hours, like office hours. My office hours are from 9 to 5. That's when I would start trying to do business.
honestly, my goons got goons. You don't really want us outside your house at 3 in the morning anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just one man. I can't control everybody's emotions.
Exactly.
I can't do that. I'm sorry. You know, they might be emotional that night, and you know, but I try to talk to them though. 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't got nothing to do.
Got to remember, you got a lot of people that got mortgage payments coming up that they can't make, car payments coming up they can't make. They, you know, a lot of people are they're upset. You know, so anything could happen.
So what's going on with this? We'll talk about it just a little bit. We were talking earlier, Gary, and you were telling me about the police chief of Houston. He's going to bat for those in Minneapolis, but it sounds like he has a few things he needs to take care of as well, specifically the Tuttle case. The Tuttle case, the stuff that you sent me, it looks like they sent a drone to shoot up their house.
They sent 17 cops. A hit squad, 17 deep, no body cams on. So no footage. Now, if you looked at the YouTube video I sent you, it ain't no way in hell, the way they saying it, that it could have happened. Now, if y'all have not seen the YouTube video, I'm going to post it again on my page. Gerald Goins changed his story 3 different times. Steve Bryant changed his story, the other officer, 3 different times. And you know what's so crazy? I think we'll get an indictment out of Minnesota faster than we'll get an indictment on the Tuttle case, who is over a year later, and they haven't even took them to the grand jury. I wonder why not. But it might have something to do with HPD not releasing the ballistics reports from the Tuttle shooting. Might have something to do with if they hold it long enough. Now, y'all got to go. I'm going to go slow so they can get it, Demetri, because y'all got it early. All right? You have a Democratic district attorney who has a Republican opponent in November. You got a mayor who kicking it with the police chief. The mayor letting the police department do whatever they want. You got this high profile case that the police department will not release the ballistics reports and other things on. So the DA can't properly, go after this case. So don't it seem strange to you that the police union, the opponent for the Democratic DA, is the police union's attorney? Whoa, hold on. So that means that your Democratic police chief, who been bashing your Democratic district attorney on the slick, is rocking with the Republican opponent. And guess what? If she wins, the Gerald Goins case goes out the damn window. They don't want no oversight in that department. Ain't no union want no police officers in no courtroom. That's why they won't kill Marg up out of there.
So what happens with the family that lost their loved ones due to, because it sounds like it was a huge mistake. They were at the wrong house for what it sounds like. I mean, it's a mess. So what happens with the family? I mean, are they?
First things first, it was not a mistake.
Oh.
The only mistake about it is they spelled the street name wrong.
So that's what I meant. So it was the wrong.
So if it had been the right house, you were gonna get the same results anyway, just different people. They sent them there to kill them.
Well, what's the theory on that?
The theory is Acevedo just got here. He ain't been here long. You fell off in this hornet's nest where people like Marsha Todd, Lieutenant Marsha Todd, was calling the shots. And if you look at what I sent you, Gerald Goins' phone is missing. The correspondence between him and the lieutenant, the phone is missing. That should have been confiscated the first day when he was in the hospital. You see what I'm saying? So it really wasn't a mistake. They just spelled the street name wrong. Now, what happens to the family? It's in limbo because they won't release the ballistics report so the woman can go to the grand jury. She can't go with what she got.
Is that family? Because they had a news conference a couple of days ago. They being the chief of police and a couple other people. Was their family there as well?
Say that again.
Was the family of the Tuttle case, were they at the news conference as well when they were saying they didn't want to release the tapes and all of that kind of stuff?
Nope. No? Ignoring the Tuttles. The last time the Tuttles had anything, I think it was a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago, and I went. It was really a forum about the Tuttles as well as how good officers get pushed out of HPD because they want to tell on the bad ones, and then they destroy their careers. And in the building, the police chief was invited, the mayor was invited. None of them showed up. The activists that say they care, it was only two of us, me and High, an Asian guy that's very passionate about this case. And the thing is, and that's why I'm telling y'all running around here Harlem shuffling with the enemy, man.
Now, Goins was allowed to retire, right? So he's still collecting a pension as of right now, correct?
The man went to jail. Now y'all been watching, right? The protesters went to jail. Say it took them almost 48 hours to process in and out of there, right? Gerald Goins went to jail, and 30 minutes later, he was walking out the back door. The next day, he retires. Full pension. Him and Steve Bryant retire full pension.
Why let me ask you this, Gary, and I know I've asked you this quite a bit. Why aren't a lot more people just as passionate about getting to the bottom of this as you? Now, I know a few people on here are. From the other comments that I'm kind of reading briefly, but why aren't a lot more people just as passionate about, for one, holding the HPD accountable and the mayor, and trying to bring justice for the people who were unjustly murdered?
Well, first of all, no matter what the case may be, I'm not afraid. They don't scare me. They told me one time, we'll take you to jail. I say, well, hurry up and get me there before they stop feeding people, because I'm a big old dude. They don't scare me. Nothing. If you watch me this morning, I ain't got no fear in my heart. I meant what I said. Secondly, in order to do what I do, this had to become a full-time job. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing else moving but what you see me doing. So yeah, I do activism, but I'm an advocate, so I make my money on the advocate side. But the thing is, they can't do it because they ain't got no heart. You have to be compassionate about this, man. You know how many funerals I done been to because the law done murdered these youngsters for no reason? You know how many times I done walked out to murder scenes. They about to beat the crowd up because the crowd going crazy, and I gotta calm them down. When you get tired of something, you start doing something about it. And 8 years ago, I decided I was going to do something. God knows I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I just knew that we're going to have some conversations. So I really went through the door, and I want y'all to understand me. I was dressed nice, smelling like Issey Miyake, smelling dapper. I'm just good, baby. Fresh dress. And they treated me like I was garbage. I went home. I put my sweats on, my J's. I let my beard grow and said, I'm kicking the goddamn door in from here on out. You don't get to treat me like that. So, but you think about that. Ask yourself this question. When you ask that question, why I got to come all the way back from Minnesota to do some fighting when they supposedly got 400 activists in the city? Because it's a lot of faking going on.
Did you say 400 activists?
Man, there's so many. Look, right now, it's so many activists. I'm talking about people I ain't never seen in my life. Oh, I'm out here fighting for social justice. Go sit your social justice ass down. I ain't never seen you speak at City Hall. I ain't never seen you in a school board meeting. Nothing. So I think you got people. I know some dudes got the same passion as me. And they get out every day. But all in all, when you only got a handful of people trying to battle these billion-dollar bullies, you can beat them. It just takes time.
Somebody has a question out here. Maybe you can address it. Exempli, I think that's how you say it. Mm-hmm. They ask, those white folks shot at the police. What was HPD supposed to do?
First of all, let's get this straight with you, brother. They have not released the ballistics reports. The ballistics reports are going to show that HPD was shooting before they even entered the house. And that's why they got hit. Those people didn't shoot them.
Right, and wasn't a no-knock warrant?
It was a no-knock warrant, but those people didn't shoot them. Their own officers shot them shooting from the outside. But more importantly, who the hell is you to kick my door in? Especially if you at the wrong goddamn eyes. You think I ain't gonna shoot? Also, the ballistics report will show that Dennis Tuttle was on the ground. He was on the ground. And somebody stood over him and pumped 2 extra bullets in him. Listen to the YouTube, you're gonna hear them 2 shots. And guess where the audio come from? through the walkie-talkies in the helicopter above the house. Ain't nobody making this shit up, man. They executed that dude. They were sent there to execute somebody else. And if you listen to the audio, the helicopter is telling you it should be 3 people in the house. You already knew you was at the wrong damn high, but you went through it with it anyway. No, dog, they had every right to shoot. Dennis Tuttle and his wife should not be dead right now. Marsha Todd ordered a hit on them and sent Gerald Goins to do it.
I mean, there's levels to this, but the videos that you did send me, I heard everything that you just mentioned. And so something is going on. I don't want to say definitely a cover-up because I don't know, but allegedly it sounds like there is a cover-up going on.
Okay, so and if Chief care about police reform, get your ass off of CNN and figure out what the hell is going on in Houston if you really want to know. But if you listen to him on the videos, you're going to catch him in some lies too. See, the one thing I ain't got to do is lie on you when you run your mouth. You're going to tell on your damn self.
And Michelle says they killed the dog. That's a damn shame. I didn't read that part.
Yeah, they killed
wow.
Yeah, they killed the dog as well. So, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't even, they never even knew what hit him or really what was going on. And like, it sounds like the Breonna Taylor case in Kentucky. They
no knock warrant.
No knock warrant to her house and 2 other apartments next to him. Ended up taking her boyfriend to jail because they tried to accuse him of, attempted murder on a police officer. But they never even knew what was going on. They thought somebody was breaking into the house.
Well, one of the rumors, and this is a rumor, is saying that one of the officers' girlfriend was with Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. They had something on the side prior to that. And, when white guys, get in their mind, oh my God, this black man's with my woman. And they said it was kind of like a vendetta. But again, the Breonna Taylor report came out today. I can't remember which report it was, but they said it was basically blank. Just generic, nothing on there.
Now you talking about Breonna. Now I'm gonna take you back into the Tuttles for a quick second. Imagine like when you walk in the house, you're going through the living room, and then there's 2 double doors. That's the kitchen. Dennis Tuttle is in the kitchen. All right. The wife is sitting on the sofa to the left. They kick the door in, the dog reacts. They shoot the dog. All right? They say they see Dennis Tuttle. He runs back in the room, gets the gun, clicks the gun, and comes back firing. Now, I want you to understand, we're talking about 800 square feet easily. When you kick the door open, you kill the dog. Then you shot the woman. And then you shot Tuttle. So here's my question to y'all. When did he have time to go back and get the gun? Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. So ask yourself this here. Your man got y'all sidetracked worrying about what's going on in Minnesota. Because what's going on down here, say, man, it ain't hard to figure out. You will go to the grand jury in George Floyd's case before they ever take the Tuttle's case to the grand jury in Houston. And we already a year in on the Tuttle's case.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask this question. Where are the white people? Usually something like this, the white people would be burning the place down and, and calling the troops.
Look here, man. We got to go on and tell the truth, man. The white people, some of them drinking Turner Kool-Aid too. They down with him too. He don't just win that race if white folk didn't vote for him. Turner is the problem. He's the catalyst. All of this in any other city. What city that was in where the police chief, something happened? That was Buffalo, right? Where they fired the police chief? Where they pushed the old man down, but they fired the police chief? Why won't Turner fire Acevedo? Man, with the Tuttles and the other murders from 2 months, going into 2 months, that's 8 murders, and ain't nobody been to the grand jury. 8 murders, nobody's been to the grand jury. It's an election year. Nobody's been to the grand jury. And look like everybody involved is your Democratic friends.
But you know what, though, Gary? I'm sorry, but the fact that they have an answer to, you said it's 8 murders now, 8. So they got 8 bodies.
We got more than that. I'm just using that as an example.
So they
Just
got
using 8.
They got all these bodies unanswered for. It's election season, and they're not even trying to rectify it. In fact, they doubled down on it and said they are not going to, they're going to give more money and actually hire more police officers. You know what that really says? And what it really says is the people are punks. Y'all call Sylvester Turner a punk, but it's really the people that are punks because they can do all of that to y'all and still feel very confident that they're going to, retain their seats or get reelected or whatever. So that's more of a testimony to how they feel about the people of Houston.
They don't give a damn about the people in Houston. I'm being honest with you. I mean, the thing is all you got to do is just go in there and you don't even have to speak. Just look at how they vote. How in the hell this morning, Rodney Ellis was giving Letitia Plummer $25 million. The mayor told him, hell no, we don't want him. Where y'all find this Negro at? You know why? Because I learned one thing when you're dealing with money and scandalous people. You can't let it go through too many hands. If it come out that county, that means the county get to watchdog the money. He ain't finna touch that money. He ain't gonna touch that money, man. You turned down $25 million. Hold on, dog. I can't get $25 out of him. And you just turned down $25 million like it ain't nothing. And I totally agree with your last comment, Dimitri.
Like I consider myself to be a fairly logical person. I like to connect the dots. And I know people only do those things to you if you let them. That this is the time where most politicians are like, hey, what can I do you for? But they're like, we're not even going to pretend with this. It's like Joe Biden. I'm not even going to pretend. I know I got your vote. I can do anything I want to do to you, and you're still going to show up to vote. Oh, you'll complain when I don't do anything for you once I get the seat, but you'll still show up and vote for me. So again, that you can't fault those people. How much, like, Gary, we've talked about this before, and Donovan, we've talked about this before. Many politicians who, before they ever get elected, a lot of times they're struggling financially. That maybe their houses are in foreclosure. Like I said, they can't pay their rent. Then pretty soon you start seeing these Gucci bags show up. You start seeing these nice little Mercedes show up to City Hall, and all of a sudden they got not one house, but they got 2 houses, and all this money starts to pour in. So I wouldn't give that up either. If nobody's going to hold me accountable.
Like Councilman Jared Davis, that man got 18 to 25 properties. Man, who you is? You the black Donald Trump with all his real estate? Say, man, everything you saying is the truth. I see them going to office flat broke. When they come out, they multi-millionaires. And people don't even understand how this is going on. You allow this to happen because you have people out there telling you, do not vote for this person. Do not vote for this person, man. We told y'all about Turner. And y'all fell for the okie doke. And just think, we only got 3 more years of this sucker.
Now, in regards to that, it's like what we had to do here for the corruption that was going on in my city. Is the city attorney on the take as well, or he just one of those yes a boss and type city attorneys? Because a lot of stuff that I got done and finished in the city, I went to the city attorney. and brought him in and threatened his life.
He on the take two, big dog. He on the take two. See, I don't know if y'all even followed the firefighter situation. The firefighters wanted a raise. Turner wanted to gut their pension. All right, told him he wasn't gonna mess with their pension when he was out campaigning. Got the firefighters out to rock with him, campaign for him. They help him get elected. Soon as he get elected, he go after their pension. He goes after their pension. Now, you say, well, if that's the way it's gonna be, let's just put it up for a vote. So they put it up. The people agreed that they would vote on whether to give the firefighters a raise. The people spoke. They just said, give them a raise. They blew it out the water at the election poll. Turner come right back and say, we ain't doing nothing. Turner gangster, man. Turner say, we ain't paying them nothing. And took their pension. And get what he did? When he took the firefighters' pension, he gave the police department a raise. And right after that, we get flooded. So who was more essential? I bet you I'd have been on sick leave if it was me.
He seems like such a sweet guy.
Depending on what day you're talking about.
No, honestly, I mean, for what I see of him, and I'm not trying to be funny, he seems so mild-mannered, and and the reason I'm saying that is because perception oftentimes is everything. And so maybe people are looking at him and not really getting the full gist of what it is he's doing, right?
What similarities do a regular scientist and a mad scientist have in common?
They both know the what do you call that thing? The periodical table.
Yeah, they're
this morning geniuses. You saw a regular scientist, Letitia Plummer. You saw a mad scientist, Sylvester Turner. Both of them are highly intelligent. One just happens to have more power. And Turner has power. Turner has power. But the thing is, he loves to punk them. If the people voted you in, he can't fire you. But what he do to them, they each get a budget. So if they don't rock with him, he'll mess over their budget for their district. That's what he do.
So he's ruthless.
Oh yeah. He ain't got no Nino Brown in him. He more like Charlie Brown. I'm just waiting for him to pull the liners, and pull out his blanket. That's what I'm waiting on.
Oh my God.
But yeah, if we go and we really look at the Tuttle case, it'll shock y'all, man. It'll shock y'all, man. They murdered them people, man. They murdered them. Whether they were black or white, they did not deserve to die like that. No. And then you kill a dog. I know you're going to get the same amount of time Michael Vick got. At least we can get some Vick time out the game. But that's why they won't release the ballistics report. It's going to show they was shooting from outside of the house. But I bet you if me and you go out there and kill somebody, we'd have been in the penitentiary a month after we did it.
It's really shocking. They killed the dog, and more white people aren't upset. Usually a dog get involved, it's a wrap.
Well, you know what? I care about people. I have a heart and I have compassion for people. I didn't know Dennis Tuttle or his wife, but I knew Gerald Goins. So ain't nobody got to tell me nothing about that squad that he was on. Nobody has to tell me anything. I've never had to deal with them, but my partners had to. I know they done took dope, and I'm not talking about rocks. You hit one of my partners' highs, He got 10 keys in the building. You only turn in 4. You took 6 keys and put them back on the streets. I knew what he was doing. The thing is, I went to IAD. They ain't do nothing about it. And I had every right to go to IAD because my cousin worked in IAD as a secretary. They didn't want to do nothing about it. The same way they don't want to address this policing in the United States of America. Stop that faking. But I tell you what, some of us ain't gonna let you just make us feel Floyd's death was in vain. So y'all that want to rock with me, we gonna put it together. We going from council member to council member house 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and wake they stinking ass up.
The key to it all, you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. And what I usually did in my city was I nitpicked them. True story. Demetria will back me up on this. We had the pastors that would come to city council that were paid by the developers. And they go and speak what a great project this is. It's going to bring a lot of jobs and stuff. So what I did was I contacted the IRS and I said, y'all don't even have to send an agent down here. Look up this city, look at the city cameras, and you're going to see Pastor so-and-so speaking, Pastor so-and-so speaking, and Pastor so-and-so speaking, right? They get the letter, whatever. Demetria, have we ever seen a pastor speak at city council since? And these are the things you got to do. You got to stay on them.
But see, everybody in bed down here, man, from the city judges to the city council, the school board, they all in bed, bro.
Same
and the
thing
thing is I'm good at going after them. I love to go for their throat, Demetria. I be sitting back laughing. Oh, that Monroe, he crazy. And I ain't nowhere near crazy. I'm not crazy. Now, I tell you what I am. I'm relentless. When I come for you, I ain't going to stop until I get you. Because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. I don't like the fact that James Dixon is running around Houston like he the new Martin Luther King. I might go mess up his church service Sunday. Just depends on how my mood is. Because I don't care. I'm uncomfortable. And I don't like it when I do things by myself. I want some company being uncomfortable.
You're going to mess around and get some water poured.
Say that again?
I said, you're going to mess around and get some cold water poured on you walking up in a church.
If they pour it on me, at the time I'm coming, if they pour it on me, I can guarantee you I'm going to start smoking like Dracula.
They're going to be like, the Spirit of Christ compels you.
They're going to need Christ when I show up. They're going to need Christ, Moses. They're going to need everybody when I show up.
Yeah. I mean, because of that stunt that I pulled, when those pastors see me coming, they lock the church. I can't even enter the church.
Well, they're going to have to put me out. I don't be caring. I might fall up in there and get the Holy Spirit and slap the hell out of everybody up in there. Blame it on the Holy Spirit. I can't get an assault charge because the Lord got inside of me. I can't get no assault charge. I can't get no assault charge if the Lord that got inside of me. Just know when I came to lay hands.
Right. We're laughing and everything, but I mean, this is a serious problem all across the United States. I mean, we really got to start taking our cities back because they're using your money for the benefit of their pockets. And you guys are just letting it happen. We're letting it happen. Not you guys. We're letting it happen. So,
we're not doing anything about it, bro. And that's why our neighborhoods suffer, man. And really, I'm getting tired of Houston. I'm letting folk know right now. I'm really getting tired of Houston with the we don't want to fight attitude. Or if you're fighting the wrong way. That doesn't help either. Right now, you got the whole city ready to rock and roll. Who's going to stand in the front of them? It could be Ashton. It could be Travis. It could be Monroe. But goddamn it, we got to do something. Because we just can't let this go on no more. If we allow this to go on, then Floyd did die in vain. He did die in vain if we allow this to go on. Oh, we can't let this happen. We can't. I'm sorry.
I totally agree. Yeah, just be careful who you lay hands on in the church. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I'm gonna go to court. Mr. Monroe, you're guilty of simple assault. Man, blame it on God. The spirit hit me so I didn't know what I was doing. Give me the same treatment you gave Goins.
Kenitra Walker says, I'm serious. They wanted their co-worker dead, but he was only paralyzed. In guessing, they thought he would die in wrath. But they stood over Mr. Tuttle and finished him off. A dead man tells no tales. When Art gets these geese concocted, this entire story.
Was she telling the truth?
Well, damn.
She telling the truth.
Only paralyzed. In guessing, they thought he would die in wrath. But they stood over Mr. Tuttle and finished him off. A dead man tells no tale.
So I just think that in the spirit of George Floyd, we have an assignment. And God put you on this earth for a certain amount of time. And in that time period, you got to figure out what your assignment is. When you figure out what your assignment is and you turn a blind eye, He's going to shorten your days because you don't serve a purpose. We know what we got to do for George. What y'all waiting on? We know what we got to do. Y'all surprised today by what you saw? Ain't these the same you were dancing with? Ain't these the same ones you was marching in the front of the line with? The ones that was in the church when Floyd's family was stuck outside, they wouldn't let them in. These the people. I told you, the war zone, all three of us told you, it was too early to start kicking it with the police. And today, do you have your toilet paper available? Because they pooped in your face, Houston, Texas.
Well, so what are your final thoughts, fellas?
Donovan?
Well, I'm going to say this. You know, you guys better be really grateful that you have a 5-star general there, keeping the issues up in the front and fighting for you. But my question is, what are you going to do when the 5-star general, you know, moves away? I remember he's a Republican, so he's going to go and be with his people. So what's he going to do? And that's the thing. Who's going to stand up with him? You know, one person, they can do a lot, but together you can get it done, period.
I'll say this, man. I'm used to working by myself because I don't really have time to waste. I don't want to argue with anybody. I just know I line my target up. I do my homework. I load my clip, and I go get them. And I'm not gonna stop until I get them. But I will tell you this here. Mentally, I'm totally drained right now. Mentally, I am drained. I really have to take a few days down and do nothing. No phone, no nothing. With the stuff that I've been doing, because health-wise, I don't have a choice. Yeah, y'all didn't know I'm a sick man 100% of the time. And I leave it on the floor for y'all. Some of them don't appreciate it. But you know what makes me happy? The ones that actually do. So for every one of y'all that don't appreciate, I let it roll off me like water. But I will say, I don't know if that's the higher power speaking through you, Donovan, but I am getting tired. I am getting tired of Houston, man. I'm gonna be honest. I was treated like a king in Minnesota. People helped me get there. But when I say treated like a king, when I gotta work with city officials, some days you just need to listen. And them good people up there decided they would listen. They would listen. You know, the mayor is not even truthful when they asked him today on the news, you know, how do you think the people that went to jail and got their cases dismissed, do you think that HPD went too far? Oh, well, if they went to jail, there must have been a reason for them to go. I'm going to use the word Negro, but you know what I want to say, please. They dismissed the charges. That means they wasn't supposed to go. But I love what I do. I love my city. But I am getting tired, man. I'm just getting tired. I mean, too many people talking, not enough people doing.
And I would just say this in closing. I mean, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Donovan said. It needs to be more. And I know a few of you guys out there, I can tell from the comments, but it just needs to be more than Gary and you guys. I mean, it's a lot of people, I'm assuming, in Houston, right? So, I mean, like, what do you expect? What do you expect if you keep on doing the same thing and to keep on getting the same thing? I mean, it just at some point in time, you just have to say, all right, let me take in new information so I can make better decisions, informed decisions. Right now, people aren't making informed decisions. People are making decisions off of emotions and symbolism. And then you get pissed off when you keep getting no results. You got to just like do something different. Just, you know, just go out on the ledge and just jump and see what happens. Just try something new. It almost reminds me of the story of green eggs and ham. I will not eat the green eggs, Sam I am. And Sam I am ate the green eggs, and he was like, well, all right. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I want to have green eggs and ham more often. Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and say, you know what? It's been sucking this far. Let me try something new and see what we get.
Now, you know, you say that, and that's what I did 8 years ago. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I had to do something. I just showed up for the fight, didn't have a clue how to file a grievance in the school district, didn't know how to speak at City Hall, and I just said to hell with it. Education-wise, and some days I just got to put that chip on my shoulder. I'm the baddest in Texas when it comes to education advocacy. It ain't no questions. You see what I'm saying? It's trial and error. Get your behind out there. Ain't nothing wrong with failing. Like I told Councilmember Plummer today, ain't nothing wrong with failing. Because now you know. But remember, somebody in there gonna need your vote too. It's always a way to pay them back. I can promise you that. So we're gonna get back you know, with everything that we've been doing, y'all. We got to get back to regular programming, scheduling more guests. Go ahead, Demetri.
I just want to say, in my closing, I see a lot of people saying that they appreciate you, and I'm sure they really do 100%. But how many of you guys are going to be outside of those houses with him at 3 a.m? That's how you really appreciate somebody.
If they appreciate me, I know y'all have probably seen the story. There's a guy that's walking from Alabama to Minneapolis. Tomorrow, he's actually in Houston right now. He wants me to meet him at Yates in the morning. He wants to start his trek from Jack Yates Senior High School, and he's going to go wherever he's going. I told him I will be there. You support me, right? The family reached out, and the man that had an ankle injury while he'd been walking, and he's still walking. He said he had to do something extreme to get these people attention as it pertains to stuff like what went on with Floyd. I made him a promise. And I don't know why he chose me. I mean, He want me to meet him in Minneapolis when he get there. He got every news camera in the world on him right now. And get what the OG told him. I'll be waiting on you in Minneapolis, my brother. So if you support me, it's going to come a day when you can support me. But I will say that the war zone, not just me, because you supported the war zone when I went to Minneapolis. I was just like, and I had to stop Fox News and all them because I think they thought I was their correspondent. No, I work for the war zone, man. I work for the people. This is the people's media. When it's time, let's see you step up to the plate. But in the morning, I'll be at Yates at 10 o'clock to welcome this brother to Houston. He's walked all the way from Alabama. And he's going to walk all the way to Minneapolis. Don't support me. You got to get off your bed, out your house in the morning. Come support Floyd. It's about Floyd, man. That's who it's about. It ain't about Gary Monroe. It ain't about Gary Monroe. So I tell you what, we're going to get back to regular programming, go back to scheduling our guests. Something pop up hot. Y'all just got to understand, we got to roll with it, man. We missed some good guests with all this going on, but we had to cover Floyd. No questions about it. And like I say, we got some good footage of stuff that you never would have saw if we had never been there. You feel what I'm saying? So I tell you what, we'll get on the phone, make a few phone calls, and we're gonna crank it up. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna go back to what we were doing. Say, man, they talk a good game, but they ain't as hot as us, man. We got more smoke coming from the war zone than the turkey leg hut, baby. I got my man, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetri K, and I am the 5-star general. We got a guest Sunday, though. Police Chief Art Acevedo. You either coming to me or I'm coming to your house. Y'all don't get to punk me, dog. You don't get to punk me, dog. You feel what I'm saying? We'll talk to you tomorrow, 7 o'clock, all right?